kwa ukombozi wetu. Tujitoe wenyewe, tusimame pamoja kulinda uhuru na umoja wetu. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote, tuimbe pamoja, kuenzi shikamano hatima yetu. Tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika, chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchemi ya utamaduni, tumaini letu wakati wa mafarakano. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
It is Xviii Africa. You are watching us live here. In the studio is Katom Katsa and Susan Baya. Baya is based in Kenya. Xviii Africa is a registered charity organization. We are registered to do media work. As we do media work, we promote human rights, we empower people, and of course, we inform them on the most important issues that perhaps they don't know about. Xviii Africa is interested in promoting human rights, promoting democracy, and good governance. But as we do that, we also give you a history of our own world. We bring to you the amazing facts that you don't know. We shall be covering the entire world, but we have started with Africa. Today, it is episode 18. We are talking about amazing facts about Africa. Today, we're going to be looking at boundaries, and boundaries. What happens when people come to your country or your location, your kingdom, and they divide you? They say you belong this way, you belong this way. But yeah, I think it is episode 18, not episode 8. What we have put there is 8. Now, this is episode 18, and we're going to be talking about amazing facts about Africa. We are looking at colonial, but also we are looking at interesting stuff about Africa. We shall be talking about some of the most important animals in Africa that you may not find in many other countries in the world. We shall be talking about issues to do with democracy, governance, and of course we shall be talking about boundaries that are so amazing, some of them by mountains, some of them by water bodies, some of them by a mere stone that they say, this is your country, this is your country. Let us go into it by right away, and we show our viewers what we have prepared for them today. So, amazing facts about Africa. That is Africa. When you look at this map, take your time, look at it. This map has a boundary for each country. This map has a borderline for each country. The question is, how did these borderlines get determined? It were the colonials, it were the imperials that divided us and said, you are stopping here, you are stopping here. You people belong to this country, you people belong to this country. Remember, Some people actually belong to different areas and were put in different countries. Let us have a look at the history and, of course, the reality. Now, on my right is a map of Africa with a map of South America. Did you know that at one time, South America and Africa, those two geographic expressions, were once on one plate? They are once together on one plate, but because of continental drift, call it tectonic plates movement, the ancient history and mysteries, of course, explain to you that Africa and South America are once together, but were split up apart by the formation of diverging plate boundaries. This is confirmed by matches between the rocks and fossils of the two continents. And the plate motion will explain to you that the plate motion, not of course the continental drifting, but the plate motion. The tectonic plate motion will explain to you that. Now, do you know that actually these were two geographic expressions that were together? Now, another interesting thing that you can actually move from South Africa to Nairobi on ground. You can easily move from South Africa to Nairobi on ground. There is a road that you can connect to and move there. The map is right there to show you how beautiful Africa can be. You can simply move. Sometimes even these borders were simply quoted there, but people are already moving from one area to another. Very interesting fact. Look at that map. You can move from down South Africa to up in Arusha, Tanzania, Nairobi, and Bagamoyo, and other places. You can still move, as you see, on all these two maps. You can move around Africa without actually needing a plane. You can move right on the ground and you easily connect by road. By road, yes, by road. And sometimes you cross the rivers and, of course, some lakes there and there. This is another amazing fact about this geographical expression they called Africa. Let us look at other drawings here, other images to see Africa. Do you know that Ethiopia is one of the hottest countries in the world? Ethiopia is one of the hottest countries in the world. People think about Sudan, but no, it is Ethiopia, one of the hottest countries in the world. Remember the equator right there, and of course other forces, the South Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean right there, and other Arabian Sea, and all these humid areas give Ethiopia a bit of a rare climate right there. One of the hottest countries in the world is Ethiopia, basically. Now, this is very interesting. When you look at this map, we see 4 countries separated by one water body. I'm going to leave you with research for you. Which water body is this that separates Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, and Zambia? I want our viewers to go into the comments and give me the answers. Which water body separates Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, and Namibia? But you can see right on your screen that this great water body separates 4 countries. 4 countries are separated by this great water body. The question I'm asking you, my viewers, what is this water body? Give me the answers right on the comment section, right in the comment section. Let us look at other facts. Let's look at other facts. Let us look at other facts. Now, the other one is also very interesting to note. Now, you look at Burundi, look at Rwanda up there, and you look at DRC, Congo. In the same place, we are seeing 2 countries that are sharing a border. One is Rwanda, the one with blue, yellow, and green. That is Rwanda. And then we see in the same pictorial there, we see DRC Congo. Now, what is special here is that these 2 countries, Rwanda and Congo, are shown in one view. One is the town of Goma in DRC. DRC up there, you see the town of Goma. And in the background, that is Goma. And in the foreground is Gisenyi, the town of Gisenyi in Rwanda. Now you can imagine how we separate Rwandese from Congolese. It's so interesting. How do we separate these people when they're actually sharing almost the same place that you simply cross from this to this? Here is Gisenyi, and here is Goma. And this is Rwanda, and the other one is Congo. Now you can see, you come to these places and you separate these people by simply putting their maps, by simply putting them boundaries. You say, you were Rwandese, you were Congolese. You don't even bother to understand the history of these people. You simply divide them the way you wish. Now look at this. This is the Suez Canal. This is the Suez Canal. And see how the Suez Canal divides Africa from Asia. The Suez Canal separates Africa from Asia. Very, very beautiful canal there, the Suez Canal, one of the most important canals in the world. Also, see, look at Morocco there, and also look at Algeria. Look at Morocco there, and look at Algeria, and see the difference between the two countries. What divides them? Is it a stretch? One side is Morocco, another side is Algeria. But these are all Islamic countries. These are all Arabic countries. But someone is saying, for you, you are Moroccan, and for you, you are Algerian. These divisions were always there, or they were simply manufactured. And to what extent have these divisions helped to unite Africa is the question I ask you today in this program. Now, here you see in this map, Spain, and you see Spain, and you see Morocco. Now, the difference between Spain and Morocco is only 14 kilometers apart. Spain is far away from Morocco by 14 kilometers. 14 kilometers straight separate Spain and Morocco. Some people have been saying, I think Morocco is in Europe. No, Morocco is in Africa. Spain is in Europe. But the difference between the two countries lies within there, as you see on the screen, only 14 kilometers separate Morocco from Spain. Let us continue to see some amazing facts about Africa. Now, this is very interesting here. We see River Congo right there, the widest river in Africa. Its widest point is 13 kilometers. You can imagine its widest point is 13 kilometers. It's the deepest river in the world, and its deepest point is 220 meters deep. It is 220 meters deep. That is nearly 4 times deeper than the deepest point of Lake Victoria. It is the second largest river in the world. The Congo River is the second largest river in the world by water discharge. Its average discharge is 41,200 cubic meters per second. That is 41,200,000 liters per second getting into Atlantic Ocean from River Congo. Now that is the River Congo, an amazing fact from Africa. Ask yourself, how many countries share River Congo? You'll be surprised. Now we look at another interesting fact here. We've seen Mozambique, and we see Zimbabwe, then we see Chimanimani. Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and we see a name there, Chimanimani. Why do we say Chimanimani, and why do we bring it here in this context? Now, Mountain Dinga in Chimanimani, there is one of those that separates these two countries. But again, when we talk about Mozambique, we talk about Zimbabwe, and we talk about Chimanimani. Here is something very interesting, that Chimanimani there separates Zimbabwe from Mozambique. Isn't it very interesting that Chimanimani separates Zimbabwe from Mozambique? That kind of stretch is separated by the two countries. That kind of mountain, if you may, separates Mozambique from Zimbabwe. Chimanimani there, Mountain Binga in Chimanimani, Mountain Binga in Chimanimani, right at the border between Mozambique and Zimbabwe. Let us look at other facts. Let's look at other facts that are interesting. Now, what do we see? Victoria Falls, Victoria Falls, Victoria Falls, one of the beautiful falls in the world. Zimbabwe and Zambia. Victoria Falls, actually in Zimbabwe and Zambia, and actually separates the two countries in a way. Zimbabwe and Zambia, we talk about Victoria Falls as a separation. As a separation. Simply, people can move from here to there, and they are still one country, but two different countries. Let us look at other factors. Now, Zimbabwe, and of course, Zambia, we talk about Victoria Falls. We continue to look at the beauty of Victoria Falls right there. Now, These are some of the biggest animals in the world: the elephant, the master elephant, and the giraffe, the tallest animal in the world and the biggest animal on land. The elephant and the giraffe. These animals are mainly found in Africa, and not only Africa, but in sub-Saharan Africa. You will travel the world, you may not see a giraffe, you may not see uh, the elephant. Many countries in the world don't have chimpanzees. Many countries in the world don't have baboons. Many countries in the world don't have orangutans. Many countries in the world don't have these animals. I'm saying some have them, but these animals are mainly found in Africa. The chimpanzees, the gorillas simply come to East Africa. You find the gorillas in Uganda. You'll find them in Bwindi, impenetrable forest. You'll find leopards that climb trees. You only find them in Africa. The animals such as the elephants, you will only find them in sub-Saharan Africa mainly. There are other few countries in Asia that you may have a chance to look at elephants. Some countries in Asia, yes, you may have a chance to see the elephants. And of course, some animals are in the Amazon right there, but not those animals that you normally see in Africa. The Suez Canal right there, and of course we see the forests of Africa, the forests of Congo, where we see these rare animals, and of course the forests of Bwindi there, where we see some of these amazing animals in Africa. Now, this photo is very interesting. These are two different countries, and I'll explain. On my right, those guys who are shaking hands are interesting. One of them is standing in Ghana, and the other one is standing in Ivory Coast. Isn't it interesting that these two countries here, at where they are standing, are being separated by a stone? A stone separates these two people. One is in Ghana, another one is in Ivory Coast. One is in Ghana, and we can imagine how Africa is so interesting. How do we divide these people now? How do we tell them that don't cross here? This is a boundary for Ghana and Ivory Coast. One is in Ghana, one is in Ivory Coast. Now, on the other hand, the border you see there, the water body you see there, is actually separating two countries. Lake Kivu, that is Lake Kivu there on your screen. Lake Kivu is separating Congo and Rwanda. Lake Kivu, right there, those people you see with the bananas, they are being separated by that water body. Lake Kivu is separating Congo from Rwanda. I told you how approximately are these people to each other. This is Congo, this is Rwanda right there. So amazing fact is the show we are having today. Let's have a look at other facts right there about Africa. This is amazing. It's amazing. These are amazing facts about Africa that you need to know, watch, and ponder, and ask yourself, how do you stop these guys from crossing borders? If you simply need a canoe, a small boat to leave Lake Kivu, go to Rwanda, go to Congo. You simply need to throw your leg between a stone to leave Ivory Coast and go to Ghana. It becomes very interesting how Africa has been divided, and also a point of lesson to learn that we are one people. We should work together in unity and in peace. Thank you for watching. See you in the next show.